get on the highway.
Ride it all night long.
Highway. All
night long. Welcome back, folks. After a very long hiatus, the Marathon Podcast.
Marathon Podcast.
It's back in.
Good start from us. We're back after like 2 months of not being in the same state at the same time.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
I'll let my boys, my co-hosts introduce themselves. I'm Cold.
Go, Henry. Just fucking
I'm Henry.
All right, I'm Andrew. Hi.
Welcome back, folks, to the Marathon Podcast. Sorry for the long break. Mostly Andrew's fault.
But I'm locked in. Landlocked once again.
Hell yeah.
Been on the highway.
I've
Now he's going back.
All
been on
night
the highway
long.
every week. Highway, airways,
Skyways.
skyways. But we're back.
Hell
And
yeah.
I'm ready to listen to the highway song.
Yeah. Well, it's really good to see you guys. It's been forever. And I'm super excited about our first ever animated movie marathon that we're doing on
Yeah.
the show.
If you couldn't guess it yet, also by the title
Yep.
or by the song.
No, on Andrew's recommendation, I've started not titling the episodes.
Just not at all.
Our podcast is like a box of chocolates.
You never know how many movies we're going to watch.
How long it's going to be.
Too long.
We are watching Cars.
Hell yes. The Owen Wilson project coming out of Pixar Studios.
Wait, is this
Pixar.
really Owen Wilson's thing?
Yeah, man. Did you not know this?
I know. Only thing I know about this is there's cars with eyes.
Get up on the mic and then say that again.
All I know about cars is there are cars with eyes, and there's
Yeah.
an incredible Rascal Flatts banger
Were
that
you?
plays over and over again.
Actually, that makes me want to bring up my earliest memory of the Cars series is that they put the eyes of the cars on the windshields and not on the headlights. And I remember this being a huge issue. Like, my whole family was like, what the fuck are they
Like,
thinking?
why are they doing that?
Don't they see the face already there?
Yeah, where's the mouth? Is it the grill?
Yeah.
Yeah, the mouth is like down on the bumper for
Yeah.
these cars. But Owen Wilson's in this. Larry the Cable Guy.
The cable guy.
Plays-
Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no,
he's the
go ahead.
Pickup truck, right?
Yeah,
Larry
yeah.
the Cable Guy is the pickup truck. I think this is Paul Newman's last movie. Paul Newman, legendary
And then
actor.
He likes
Oh,
lemonade, right?
the car that they kill off later in the series.
I don't know. I just know he's like the old mentor in the first one, and you're like, wow,
that's Paul Newman.
This is how you send
Okay.
off a legend.
Is that the guy that made the? Is that the guy who makes the ranch dressing?
He wouldn't. Yes,
Yes,
Newman's
it
own.
Okay.
But he is also Butch Cassidy.
Gotcha.
Cool
I know him
hand
from
Luke.
the ranch dressing. If I'm being
I
completely
want
honest.
someone to talk about me like that in 50 years.
The guy-
I know him from the ranch.
Oh, is that the
Girls.
pesto guy? Is that the pesto
Yep,
boy?
that is, yep. That'd be great.
He also played Iron Man, but yeah, he's a pesto boy.
Can we do the commercials, but they're just Pesto Boys commercials on here?
Sure. Are you gonna make them?
No, there's still yeah, I'm gonna make the commercials,
Okay.
not the pesto though.
Gotcha.
It's not gonna be possible to buy.
Oh,
You're gonna have to email us 19 times.
Yeah.
By email us, I mean Colt directly.
okay. Well, boys, who has seen what? Because I've seen the first two probably 100 times each.
Whoa.
Because I had younger siblings, and this was their favorite movie. I mean, sometimes we'd go on like car trips, and we'd watch this like 3 times on a trip.
Which ones are the first one, second one?
Both
All
of them. I've seen both of them a ton. I think I've seen the second one probably more.
Wow.
And the second one is wild. The second one is not like a normal kids movie. Actually, I enjoy the second one a lot. I won't spoil anything because it is different. It is different than what you're expecting.
It's more of a skyway than a highway.
Sure, yeah. I think Rascal Flatts is back though.
Is he? Thank God.
Yeah, that does not change. Have you seen these, Henry?
I've seen the first one.
Okay.
And I maybe twice. I only like really remember it from when I first saw it. And I remember at the time, it's like I loved Pixar. And it was the first time I was like, this is all right. I wasn't.
This was the
No,
first
it's like it's
mediocre
fun,
Pixar
but
movie.
like it was the first. Like they'd done Toy Story, Bugs Life, Monsters Inc.,
Sure.
Incredibles, all bangers. And this was like, all right. I'm not particularly into cars myself, so
Yeah.
I wasn't swept away.
I mean, also like how old were you? I guess when you watched the first one, because this like the first one is like
Yeah.
this is for children.
This is 2006, so I would have been about 13.
Gotcha.
That seems
You
like
might
a
have
bad age.
You might have
for
aged out of it.
Pixar.
You were
right
too.
or
You were
wrong
way
moment.
too cool for Cars.
Yeah.
At
I
13.
was too cool for Cars. I remember this coming out and people were like, "Yo, that pickup truck's funny." I was like, "Fuck this."
Larry the Cable Guy's
Fuck you.
never been funny.
Fuck
Let's
you.
be honest.
Yeah.
So you've seen the first one, Andrew?
I have not.
You haven't
I
seen
haven't
the first
seen
one.
anything.
Ooh.
Really?
I almost.
So how do you
Was
know that
so
Rascal
good.
Flats is in it, or is that just
They just
spread
played that song
to the cultural
all the time. It
awareness?
just
Okay.
spread so far. And at first I hated that song. And then a few years ago, my friend started ironically playing it. And I was like, you know what? I love this song. And it just became hilarious. And everyone's like, oh yeah, Cars, Cars, Cars. I'm like, yeah, I know. I haven't seen it. I'm not going to see it. And here I am watching all three of them.
Yeah, this is the only way to consume media. All of it at once.
So bad. I mean, honestly, if I watched the first one, I probably would have to watch the other two. It just would have been like a grueling experience over a
Yeah.
month. So this is probably the best for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
direct injection of Owen Wilson
Yeah, like
into
a
your veins.
lethal injection.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get into it. Cars 1, Larry the Cable Guy, Owen Wilson, Paul Newman's ranch dressing.
And here we go.
Here we go.
California, here I come! Well, if you ever plan to motor west, take my way. That's the highway, that's the best.
Faster than fast, quicker than quick. I am lightning.
Kicks on Route 66.
Oh, man! Hook 'em up, Mater. Where am I?
You're in Radiator Springs, the cutest little town in Carburetor County.
How about some organic fuel?
Take a car wash, hippie. Look, I'm Lightning McQueen, the famous race car. I'm a precision instrument of speed and aerodynamics.
You hurt your what?
I know his type. Race car.
I don't mean to be rude here, but you probably go 0 to 60 in like, what, 3.5 years? Oh.
When is the last time you cared about something except yourself, Hot Rod?
Don't you big city race cars ever just take a drive?
Oh, you get hip to this time of tip.
Holy Porsche.
When you marry that
Hey, do I spot a little pinstriping tattoo back there?
Oh, you saw that?
kicks on Route 66.
How does a Porsche wind up in a place like this?
I fell in love.
Oh, Corvette.
Hey there, Mater.
You know her?
She's my fiancée.
What?
I'm just kidding. She just likes me for my body.
What do you want me to say about this movie?
I really thought they played the song more. It was just one time.
I was so excited
Justin.
to sing. I didn't even want to sing on the first one around, still early. I was like, I'm just going to enjoy it fully. Just going to let it play out. And then I'll get into it, later.
But it didn't happen again.
Didn't. They played half the song.
And it's also not like a special moment. It's literally like a driving montage.
Why do we remember it so much, though? Why is it the only thing we remember?
It is the famous song from the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Maybe in the commercials.
Well, what did you guys think? I'd love to get your guys' opinions first because I've seen this way too much.
First, let's summarize it real
Yeah,
quick
yeah,
for our
yeah.
listeners who have not delved into Cars.
What you doing? How did you miss this?
I missed it.
Our hero is Lightning McQueen, voiced by Owen Wilson.
Yes.
In a world almost of all cars, but also trains and planes.
The rules are fuzzy
The
because
rules are fuzzy, and we're going to have
rules
to
are not
really
okay.
get into that later. But a world of cars, don't know what kind of economy or world it is in general, but it vaguely resembles human society. And our
Yeah.
hero is a NASCAR driver, a rookie hotshot going for the gold. And the story opens with him tying three ways with these other cars. So
Yes.
It's like, he's got to win the ultimate match and make his dreams happen. But on the way to making his dreams happen, he's somehow, wow, it's actually a really weird, complicated
It is
reason.
really weird.
But somehow he
Yeah.
ends up trapped in a small forgotten town.
Yeah, we should say at the beginning, Lightning McQueen is established as an asshole
Right.
immediately.
Yeah, I hated him immediately.
Yeah.
Indeed.
He's got no friends. He's
Yeah.
mean to everyone who's trying to help him.
Yeah.
He keeps firing his crew.
completely selfish
Very.
across the
Yeah,
board.
yeah.
They're really going for a character arc, but they start quite low.
Yes.
Oh, it's real low.
Ability.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he kind of not just ends up like in this small forgotten American town off of Highway 66. He's basically trapped as a hostage. Like when he spins off the highway from wherever to California, where the big race is going to happen.
Yeah.
He somehow ends up not only getting lost in the desert, but trashing this entire town. So they force him to
It's a cool scene, actually. He
It is
like
cool.
drives willy-nilly 100 miles an hour through this like middle of nowhere
Covered in barbed wire.
town, destroys everything, including the road. And the road is what keeps him there.
Yeah, they have to
afterwards, yeah.
Oh,
fix
it's
the
all
road.
about the
They
road.
full on hostage him until he completes the road, and then he could leave. Also, there's no phones in this world, I guess, but there is. There are phones.
No, there are phones.
They just don't have one, I
They
guess,
just couldn't find his GPS because that town was so forgotten.
because it's 5 miles off of the interstate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So while
Continue,
he's,
sorry.
while he's held hostage in this town, Stockholm syndrome sets in. He
Yeah.
slowly gets indoctrinated into believing that his fast city boy
We say
lifestyle.
slow. It's like 3 days.
This
It's a
city
full
boy-
movie, but it takes place very quickly.
Very little time
Yeah.
passes. He realizes that his hotshot, big star, city boy values are actually wrong.
Yeah.
And that holding on to the past is right.
Yeah, that's right. Nostalgia is the only way forward, I guess, guys.
Just
guess
gotta give up on your dreams.
Progress is the enemy.
Yeah.
Period.
Stop being self-motivated. Move to a town with one stoplight and no restaurants. Literally no restaurants in
No
that town.
McDonald's.
They have the one. It's the gas station.
Oh, the gas station. Yeah, I guess
that
they are
the
cars.
restaurant?
That is a restaurant.
Yeah.
They are
drink
cars.
Oil.
Not even gas, oil.
I have such a I'm realizing this now. I've never felt this way watching this movie before, but I really dislike the message of this movie.
No, it's not good.
I do not like it.
At first, you're like, okay, yeah, this is good. Like, selfish guy learns to be less self-centered. Yeah,
Totally.
less
Yeah, that's
self-centered,
obviously yes.
of course. And
Don't be
learn to-
selfish.
yeah.
Whatever.
Learn to have friends and give back to the community, but it really does take it a whole step further.
Yeah.
When it's like they have this whole sequence in the middle about how this town used to be so good,
Yeah.
and then the interstate came in and drove everyone away, and we've just been
Rotting
upset about
away.
it.
We
Rotting.
just gave up.
Play a sad guitar song, guys. Let's watch all the neon lights fade, and then you'll feel bad about it.
Yeah.
It's like manipulative.
It is. And
Honestly,
they just talk trash about Los Angeles as well. The
Yeah.
Porsche, the attorney for
The
the
love
town.
interest
She used to
car.
work in LA. She's like, I used to be rich, but
Yeah,
that wasn't right. Something was missing.
it is.
So now I live in
Yeah.
a town with no job, absolutely no future,
Yeah.
No prospects for
only looking in the rear view.
Yeah,
of
literally looking for at the road for a savior to come down.
Yeah,
Right.
she,
And
yeah,
then
she was
hostaging.
Yeah, and then kidnapping that person and forcing them to become your savior.
She felt hopeless in LA, and now she just feels hopeless in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I think that it could be really interesting if it was you're playing both sides of it of Lightning McQueen. This guy's an asshole, obviously. He is the most busy city, doesn't care about anybody thing. And if you were this is bad. Also bad is I live in the middle of nowhere by myself for the entirety of my life. Don't try to talk or improve
Or change.
That should also be a thing that's this is also bad. Let's find a good middle ground. But
No,
it doesn't.
there's no
That
middle
is
ground.
the
No middle
good
ground.
thing. That is the morally correct choice that the movie presents. It's
It's gonna be a self-centered
Yeah.
asshole or live in the past.
Yep.
yeah, there's no option.
And the resolution was McQueen's now going to make a huge just corporation around there for his race team.
Right. He's
Yeah.
sort of kind of, he has a victory of sorts at the end, and everyone's like, yeah, you've got everything you wanted. And he's like, yeah, I better stick with my new community. I'm
Yeah.
going to set my headquarters up here.
Let's talk about the last race, because after McQueen finishes the road and learns his moral lesson or whatever the fuck we want to say, he goes to the race. the race is kind of interesting. Not in a cool way, I don't think, but but stuff
I mean,
happens.
It's interesting when he has a bunch of wet dreams about his Porsche friends.
That did happen.
Right.
With the waterfall in the
daydreaming
background.
about Sally while he's in this final race to take the Piston Cup. Final race happens. Lightning McQueen does his racing thing, and then Chick Hicks, the bad guy, played by who did you say this?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. He's actually really good in this movie. I did not recognize him.
With his mustache.
There's an all-star cast, which we don't all say
Legitimately,
later.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys can look it up. It's a little too many.
All-star cast.
There's George Carlin, Cheech Marin, Tony Shalhoub, some other.
Who did Tony Shalhoub play?
He was the Italian guy.
Who played
Oh,
the Porsche?
Luigi?
That's Bonnie Hunt. She's from like Jerry Maguire. That's slightly older
Interesting.
star.
Because this is an older film. I mean, right? 2003. Six? It's older. It's 15 years ago.
Damn.
She was older when this movie came out.
She was still old. It's okay.
Well, in this final race, McQueen chooses not to win and instead stops short of the line after Chick Hicks has crashed the King, who is this other
The
race car.
It was his last race.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
He's
this
a well-respected veteran.
veteran racer. Last race, and then Chick Hicks, Michael Keaton just murders him on the road.
He
Everyone
almost
lets
died.
it fly.
Yeah.
Which his wife wasn't as worried as I thought she'd be. Before the race, she was like, be careful out there. And he rolls several times.
Old
Can these cars
racer.
die? Can they die?
Which is another thing. Because in the first race, there was a massive crash where everyone but those three cars that we're
Right,
talking
yeah.
about absolutely wrecked. And there's full-on tires and wheels getting ripped off these cars. Fenders getting ripped off these cars. These are body parts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this
Like,
world.
let's talk about
You
the
would think
anatomy
there's
of
like
these cars.
oil leaking out and shit. Like that's
blood,
That's blood, right?
or spinal fluid. I don't know.
Listen, in this world, the oil is the blood, the headlights are the boobs of the car.
Yes.
This is what we know about these creatures.
Yeah, this is what we really need to start talking about.
Yeah. What about the eyes? Because for some reason in my head, I thought obviously the headlights are the eyes.
Well, yeah, that's when you look at a car
Right.
in real life, that's
That
where
is
you
the face,
see the face.
right?
Well, you drive a Miata, so you have a little bit of an advantage of making your headlights look like eyes. But
Okay. But in this movie, when those girls got excited, the two Miatas,
Right.
they flashed up their headlights.
Right.
Which is
Let's talk about
Definitely, yeah, flashing.
Let's talk about the implications of this. There's a lot of like car nudity in this movie.
there's so many
A
ass
lot of
jokes.
sexuality
Oh
throughout
my
this. Yeah,
God.
there's a ton of butt stuff. Mater,
Yeah.
voiced by Larry the Cable Guy, is constantly, he's a tow truck, putting his tow cable up Lightning McQueen's fender.
And there's always a reaction of
Yeah.
Yeah, you go, "Oh, it's just a pinky, you know, just
Yeah,
one
cuts
pinky
to
up there.
Owen Wilson's car,
little
eyes
tickle.
going wide.
And then Sally's tramp stamps.
Sally has a tramp stamp.
oh yeah.
And that's when he starts, really getting hot for her. There's one part where he goes to like talk to somebody, and then like this car is getting serviced, and he's like, "You're enjoying the view from down there," like of his car ass. Whoa.
It happens a little bit too much.
It does happen a lot. There's a lot of just like weird stuff happening that's kind of distracting with like
Oh yeah.
What,
Here we
what,
go.
what the insects? Is that what you're talking about?
This is just the
yeah.
cohesion of this world starts to break down.
You start asking questions and then you're not happy with where the line of questioning
No,
goes.
because the first thing we see is the flies on the window. They're tiny little cars with wings.
Yeah. They look like VW Beetles, but they're the size of bugs.
Nice.
And they fly around the lamps like flies would.
Like flies.
But are they sentient?
I would
Because the
say
cars
no.
are,
Well, here's
and
the
the
other thing.
trains are, and the
The
planes,
trains
are.
are, and the planes talk, which is another weird thing because Mater goes inside of the helicopter.
Right.
Yeah, and Lightning
Which
McQueen
talks.
goes inside of his like travel van.
But that's like a trailer.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
he's
you're
got, you know.
But why is it different? Because it doesn't
Well,
have
but
because
is
it
the
doesn't have
helicopter-
eyes. That those windows actually function as windows and not eyes. I don't know. There's windows in the trailer. Why doesn't it just have eyes?
You're right. Yeah.
It doesn't. There's no reason for any of these things to be alive because their engines don't even need to be on for them to be alive.
No, that was a weird part where
They're going for a race midway through, and they're like, "Rev your engines!" And they turn on. You're like, "Wait a minute,
What have
How
you
they
been doing?
alive
Yeah,
this whole
yeah,
time?"
what
How have you been
doing?
moving around? There's a lot of questions in this film.
And then you have Bessie,
Right.
which is the paving machine.
Paving machine does not have eyes or a mouth, does not talk, is essentially actually a machine.
But
and
it has a name.
That's
even worse.
That is even worse.
It is even worse.
Also, then there's these old and what are those tractors, which are
yeah,
cows?
Yeah.
Other to my eye, look exactly like all the other cars in the movie. They're
But they
just a
just
different
moo.
kind, but they just moo instead. So you're like, are these like people that you just
I don't
let
know.
graze in the field?
Maybe they're disabled. How about the trains?
Also,
Are those disabled
They
people?
eat grass? What?
How do these cars eat grass? The others take gas.
There's a lot of questions
It's
here,
like
folks.
a caste system. You're born into.
It
a
does feel
caste
like that.
and you cannot get out.
Because I mean, there's some sentient cars that are like, yeah, my only function is to change tires.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's fucked,
That's
right?
what they're made to
That's
do.
fucked up.
That is fucked up.
Everyone else has a normal life, and this car's like,
Yeah, you could be a lawyer apparently.
Or you could be born.
Well, I guess you're a
fly.
Porsche, but can you be like a Honda Civic and be a lawyer? I don't know.
I don't know. Can you change what car you are? Can you like be in a different car?
You
No,
get
that's
a
like the
paint
thing
job.
early on is like all of Lightning McQueen's early fans are all these rusty old cars, and they're like, "We hope to be just like you," and he's like, "Haha, that'll never happen."
Right. But why did they think it will?
I don't know.
Why did they think it will happen?
Also, again, going back to the flies, insects in this world being little cars.
Yeah.
Like we were just imagining if insects in our worlds were basically like little people.
Little humans.
Just fucking run through them
Yeah.
the way he does when he's racing.
What's the morality of Lightning McQueen killing the cars with his
Our
windshield?
insects.
Yeah, just
Insects.
into his
Yeah.
eyes, just small creatures,
All
just hitting
Yeah,
him in the
they're
eyes.
just a nuisance to him.
Oh my
I'm murdering these little cars. Then some of the rocks look like fenders.
Some of the
or car
mountains,
pieces.
yeah, look
Yeah.
like cars as well. And you're like, were these built or just formed that way?
What is this
I
world?
don't think
How do they
we're
reproduce?
supposed to be asking these questions.
no.
I don't think the movie wants you
But
to ask these
How
questions.
about this? How about this? So there's
Yeah.
planes, right?
Yeah,
And they look like planes.
right.
Why are the chemtrails tire marks?
Exactly. There are chemtrails in the sky.
So is this
that
a
are big.
car world?
Also-
and the trains and planes
Let's be very-
revolve around the car culture?
We don't believe in chemtrails. That's just what we're calling the lines in the sky.
Yeah, they are chemtrails.
Oh, 2/3 of this podcast doesn't believe in chemtrails. We'll let you figure out who's on the other side of that.
I'm for the chemtrails.
Okay. How do you guys feel about the end of it? Like the choice that Lightning McQueen makes at the end of this.
To not win the race?
Yeah. Do you think does that serve the purpose of the point of this film? Because I don't even know if it does. It does. It's just kind of like
it does. It fits in.
it's
With
just.
the arc.
Okay.
He learns to be
Explain.
less selfish. He learns to have more values than just being self-centered. And he still gets what he
Okay.
wants
Yeah.
in the end by being more of a person.
That's true.
It's the middle part that really
the
sits
Hudson
wrong.
Hornet or whatever his name was.
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman was
Last
telling
role.
him,
yeah.
you know, man, it's not about winning. It's about giving up. Moving into an old shed and being sad for 40 years. He really took that to heart.
Oh God.
He's still just a bitter old man. Also, he held that in a long time. He won those cups in the 50s.
Yeah. I'm
Those-
assuming this
the-
is
the
present
Miata,
day when it came out.
I
That's
think
like
at least 1990.
Yeah.
Miata came out in 89. It's been at least 35 years.
No, they mentioned it's been
Yeah.
over 50 years since
Yep,
we've seen
okay.
it. So it is
He's
2006
been
in this
holding that
world.
in for a long
half of a century,
time.
just hiding in this town with 6 people living in it. They don't seem to know each other very well either.
No.
I mean, it's hard to say that for an animated movie where they like you just hear quips where the characters talk back and
Yeah.
forth. But
they don't know anything about him. They
No.
respect him, but
yeah, I mean, it feels like the town is so like Twilight Zone-y almost, where it's like, why,
Yeah.
why
they-
is it
no
like
one
this? What is
no one's doing anything.
Yeah.
The fire truck's just watering weird metal plants that are spark plugs and
Oh,
little metal
even more.
pieces.
I didn't
like
even notice
car
that.
anatomy.
This
in
is the
the
weirdest
nature.
part, right? All the cacti.
What is the weirdest part? Tell us.
Okay, all the cactuses, trees, normal.
Yeah.
But then the garden that he's tending to
Uh-huh.
has a bunch of bolts and spark plugs.
Growing.
Oh, 'cause the
And
trees
it's
are real.
growing, and he's
Most of the trees
watering
are
it
real.
every day.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
What is the reality
What
here?
is happening?
I don't know. Also, they're making sculptures out of tires. Are the tires not part of them?
Yeah.
They like fingers and toes.
Yeah.
And then when you blow out a tire, is that like blowing out your ankle
Just like-
or ACL?
Yeah.
Your entire leg
Does that
just
hurt?
shattering.
Does it hurt?
Or when he blew out a tire.
That's
does
a
it
good
hurt?
question. Does it
Or
hurt?
even if the tire's not part of you and you're riding the rim on the road and it's sparking,
Right.
it's like scraping your bare feet or bones
Yeah.
on the pavement. Is it not?
It is.
It is.
Does it hurt?
Or when that guy's fender fell off because he was rusty, his whole mouth came off and he couldn't talk anymore.
Right.
Does that hurt?
Does it hurt him?
And when the king flipped 18 times,
It seemed like it hurt him.
See, he was
not
out.
that bad. If I rolled at 150 miles an hour
Yeah.
with no pads,
What's inside of the cars?
oof, I didn't think about that.
And we've seen
You can't see inside of the windows because they're eyes. And the rest is closed. Oh no, I don't know.
Yeah, there is a joke at one point where Owen Wilson's like yelling at these tourists, like, "You've got to help me! They've got me trapped in here," and they think he's crazy, so they lock their doors.
Does
and it
that
made
mean
me think,
that-
wait a minute,
Yeah,
who
what
is
is that
getting
about?
inside of these cars?
What does that imply if you're
I
getting
don't know.
I don't know, folks. I think we're I feel like we've spun to the point where Cars 2 wants us to be.
Yeah. So is Cars 2 supposed to be better?
I don't know.
Cars
if
2
it's better.
is
It
the
was
first
just-
like very negatively critically reviewed.
People
picture.
hate it.
I thought the
People-
first one was.
people-
It's actually
It was-
Cars 2.
Cars 1, people were like, "Oh, this isn't as good, but this is good." And then Cars 2 is actually not
people
that
were
Rotten Tomato
mad about
matters.
Cars 2.
Really?
I think from the 100 times I've seen it on a car back headrest.
In a car.
Yeah,
watching
in a car,
cars.
as Nolan intended, on my portable DVD player on a road trip.
Your portable car.
Correct. Yes. I think it's very good.
I'm very excited.
I'm
for it at
excited.
this point. I don't want to tell Andrew what it's about, but
I
I'm
think-
incredibly
I saw an
excited.
F1 car. It's gonna smoke Lightning McQueen. I don't know what they're gonna do to change this, but he's gonna get
Got
smoked.
Christian Bale playing
No.
Ford v Ferrari. No.
Oh my
I
God.
for a second you
amazing.
got me.
I
I
was
thought
on
you
the
were. I
freak.
thought you were for real. I thought Christian Bale was in this
Wait,
movie,
are
and I
there-
didn't know.
Are there any new big name actors?
I haven't looked it up. We'll find
Okay.
out.
We'll find out.
Okay. Let's just
Yeah,
check it out.
Let's check it out. Let's let Andrew step into the madness and see how he likes it.
Okay.
How'd you like to come and see the world with me?
You mean it?
It is my absolute honor to introduce to you the first ever World Grand Prix.
Go McQueen! Oh, that's funny right there.
Lightning McQueen!
See you at the race.
Yes, you will see, Francesco.
Like this.
He is so getting beat tomorrow.
These Americans are clearly master spies.
Excuse me, ma'am.
This cannot be him.
Is he American?
Look out, ladies. Mater's fitting to get funky.
Extremely.
Then it's him. Finn McMissile, British intelligence.
Cole Mater, average intelligence.
McQueen and Francesco duel for that inside line as they head toward the first turn.
Lightning McQueen cannot win the race.
Instead of saying ka-chow, he's gonna go kaboom!
McQueen needs your help, Mater.
You know I'm just a tow truck.
It's his cover. Brilliant.
Am I missing something?
No one realizes they're being fooled because they're too busy laughing at the fool.
Is that how you see me?
That's how everyone sees you. Isn't that the idea?
Mater! I'm sticking by you the way you always stick by me!
Ready?
Is the Pope Mobile Catholic?
Non ci credo.
Gatling gun. Request acknowledged.
Shoot, I didn't mean it.
Request acknowledged.
I didn't mean that kind of shoot.
Deploying shoot.
Oh my gosh!
Make me a German truck.
Request acknowledged.
Check it out. I'm wearing Mater hoses. Make me a monster truck.
Request acknowledged.
What the?
I don't know what life is anymore.
I don't. There was no highway for me to live on.
Andrew, how are you feeling?
Not good after that one. I'll tell you.
Okay.
First of all, I had no idea what was happening. for the first half of the movie. I didn't even know we were watching Cars anymore.
Yeah, it's a tone change.
Starting in the
For
middle of
sure.
the ocean
Genre change.
on an oil rig.
At what point were you like, was there a point where you're like, this is not a real thing? Like,
Yeah, in the first 5
like
minutes.
immediately?
Immediately,
Yeah.
I started to give it a chance after a while, and then I just didn't understand what was going on.
Well, it is very confusing. We'll do our best to go through it,
Okay.
talk about it a little bit.
I don't
you're
even
not,
wanna...
you're not, don't feel bad for not knowing what happened. is
No,
what I'm saying.
I get it now. It just took me a while to understand why.
I don't,
What was the
I don't
point?
understand that.
Well, I don't know if we'll ever answer that
Yeah.
question. But immediately right off the bat,
Yeah.
the first movie in the Cars series is a sports movie.
a racing
movie.
Yeah.
And this one begins as an international spy movie.
It's just a rip-off James Bond.
James Bond.
Straight up.
You've got Michael Caine playing Finn McMissile.
Yeah.
They're investigating some evil group, basically.
Yeah.
Listen, we could really get into the details, but with most, even like regular spy movies like James Bond,
It
you don't
becomes
need
a
to.
mess
It's a mess when you're like,
yeah.
why is the bad
Yeah.
guy doing this? You're like, there's really no reason. So
This problem is compounded in this film because
it's
they're
not-
vehicles.
it's all
Yeah,
car
it's not
related.
super clear at first, but I mean, I don't want to. I guess we could just spoil it now.
Yeah. We're going to spoil this.
We're gonna
movie
spoil
for
this
you,
Essentially, the main bad guy owns all these oil rigs in the middle of the ocean. And
Right.
he wants to make alternative fuel look bad.
Yeah.
So that's his
Yeah.
entire
wants to make
plan.
all electric cars alternative fuel look bad, but he's posing as the electric car, like the face of electric
Right.
alternative fuel at
Yeah.
the same time.
I honestly don't hate that like as a premise.
No,
I think it's
that's
kind of it's
classic.
interesting. It's weird
For a
children's
non-Cars movie,
for a
maybe.
children's
It could've
movie
just-
about racing. It is strange.
Why did it change genres like this?
It has been definitely a spy movie before. This premise has been a spy movie.
Stuff like this, yeah.
Yeah.
But why did they do this?
I don't know.
My guess
I don't know.
is that they're like, all right, we've done NASCAR, we've done car racing. Like, what else do cars do? And people are like, well, I love action movies with car chases, and they're like, yes, let's get those in there.
I mean, I guess. I mean,
That's
like,
the
that's
best
like
I can do.
that's like
That's
level
the
zero
best.
brainstorming. That's like that's word one word association. Is, what are cars racing, chasing? That's the next thing.
Wouldn't it be cool if he can crawl up vertical walls with his gadgets?
There's lots of gadgets in this.
Tons
Because
of
it's
gadgets.
just a James Bond movie.
I mean, Michael
Yeah.
Caine's car is basically Spider-Man. He has like little tow cables that
Yeah.
shoot out from every orifice and just send him flying through
Yeah, that's how he
the
travels.
air.
Finn
When he's
McMissile.
on buildings or just on ramps or highways, he just uses cables to swing around like Spider-Man. Not even James Bond travels like this.
Yeah, nobody else.
No one
it's-
else.
Nobody in the human realm with, like fingers and like
Yeah.
opposable,
Yeah, maybe Tarzan?
appendages. Yeah,
It's so
Tarzan.
weird to watch them like move through the architecture because it's like this is what normal architecture looks like.
Yeah, this is human architecture.
This is human
This is
architecture. These are houses that like sometimes the cars are too big to go inside.
Yeah, how about the ambulance?
Yeah.
In the planes, the cars go inside.
Yeah.
How about the ambulance? They're tiny. They're the same size of the cars. What are they going to do? Tow them?
Who knows? Listen, guys, I feel like we've fallen down the pit of what happens when a car is inside of another car.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, well, let me.
And that's the only thing we're discussing currently.
Okay, let me
but
ask
there's
you
like a
this.
full spy movie here.
Yeah, well, we haven't
Go,
really
go
gotten.
ahead, Andrew.
Okay.
What are you saying?
I wanted to get into
Okay.
how many cars were murdered.
Yeah, right
That's-
away.
yes,
Bigger
yes.
body
This
count.
went into me
huge,
asking,
huge body count.
do they feel pain to they are dying and they are saying the word killed, so they mean it.
Yeah.
There's in the first scene, there's a spiral ramp going up this oil rig. I think 30 cars explode.
Yeah.
Michael
The
Caine
first
blows
10
them all up.
minutes.
You see one car fall off this oil rig and go into the ocean. It doesn't blow up, but immediately just parts float to the
Yeah.
surface. You're like,
Dismembered.
dismemberment.
You know, sometimes in kids' movies, they're like, yeah, we're killing the bad guys, but like, it's off screen or
Off
like,
screen.
we
You
don't
don't know,
really
like,
know
It was
what's
kind of an
happening.
accident. Like, hero
Yeah.
didn't quite mean to kill him. Or
Batman accident. Oh, the dynamite was already there.
No, you
He
see
just
the
put
lid.
it
The villain
down
kind
hole.
of killed himself when you think about it.
Yeah, when
sort
you
of
think
thing.
about it, Batman didn't kill the Joker. He just didn't save him when he fell off that.
Simba didn't kill Scar. He just let him burn.
Right.
That kind of thing.
That is not what is happening in this
No,
movie.
there is
They
actual-
are killing and saying we're going to kill.
They're blowing each
They're-
other up and
yeah.
shooting each other like any spy movie.
With real guns.
Real guns. So many guns. Missiles.
Lots of guns.
Yeah.
But we haven't gotten to my favorite part of this movie, which is that it is also still a racing movie.
Yes.
And this spy plot and the racing movie minimally intersect with each other for a long time.
That was the thing when I
Very
said I
good.
didn't understand what's happening. It started off with the spy movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael
And then
Caine's
they're like-
looking
For like
at
20
bad
minutes.
guys.
For like
Yeah.
20 minutes, and then they're like, we're gonna do this big race, worldwide race, all types of cars, rally cars,
Yeah.
Indy cars,
International.
just NASCARs, everything you think of. They're inviting them, and they're trying to get Lightning McQueen to come, which he doesn't want to. I don't remember why. Is he just trying to hang out in his little?
The
podunk
plot had
town?
not decided he was part of the race yet.
Okay.
And then he gets a new nemesis.
Yes.
Francesco, the Italian Formula One car.
Yep.
And so then he's like, all right, yeah, we're going to do this international race. And against his better judgment, takes his friend Mater along. That is a big thing. Mater is kind of the main character of this one.
Yeah.
Arguably. The main character of the spy story.
He's
or
definitely
Mick Missile is pretty big for a long time.
He's definitely on screen way more than Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
Lightning McQueen's like barely in this movie.
He has like the big arc in this one, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's another thing. They should have just
Yeah,
started.
arc is strong.
I thought they should have started with McQueen living life in that town because they acknowledge that he's won 4 Piston Cups, so 4 or 5 years have gone by.
Right.
But they don't even introduce McQueen for the first 15 minutes.
No.
Yeah, it's spies and then Mater and then McQueen shows up.
It's very strange. Just all of it is very strange. Why they decided to make a spy movie
and a Formula One racing movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So eventually the bad guys are trying to assassinate the car racers,
Right.
and this is a part we later learned. This is a part of their
Yeah.
evil plan to prove
Yes.
that alternative fuel is bad because it's blowing up the. I don't even know.
They're
what
having
it's doing.
strokes.
They're having strokes
Yeah.
on the racetrack.
So basically, Miles Axelrod is the name of the main bad guy. What is the actor's
Eddie
name?
Izzard.
Eddie Izzard. Yeah.
That was Eddie Izzard?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wasted. So much talent.
Andrew's so
untapped.
disappointed. But this guy created this racing circuit. He's trying to promote his new biofuel called All in All. And he's formulated it with all of these mobster cars and like evil scientists.
lemons.
Lemons is what they call
As
in the
opposed to-
real world.
And they're tired of getting called lemons.
They're tired of getting called
So they're
lemons.
ready to blow everything up.
Yeah, all these like junker and
Yeah.
jalopy type cars are getting their revenge
Yeah.
on
They're just
alternative
calling
fuel.
them shit cars, which is really fun.
Yeah.
It's like the racism of the film. They're like, oh, they're a
It
bunch
really
of
is.
Hugos. They're a bunch of piece of shit
Bunch
cars.
of shit.
Yeah.
Low class citizens.
But cultural
Absolutely messed up.
relevance aside, they're trying to prevent alternative fuel from becoming popular. So their oil rigs that they have out in the middle that Henry was talking about at the beginning, they're trying to protect that so they can run oil in the world or something.
So this is all going down, and then somehow Mater gets confused. Michael Caine and his female partner confuse Mater for their American spy contact. So Mater gets sucked into the spy plot where he is. So
It is brain melting, honestly.
Wait. Who was the original spy contact?
Just some
Bruce Campbell, the
Mustang?
the muscle
the guy, the muscle car.
the blue
Did he
muscle
die?
car.
Yeah, he got blown up.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Oh, that's right.
He
'cause
died.
they did kill him.
Okay. So that makes a lot more
They
sense.
melted him
now.
from the inside until he caught fire.
You're right.
They
That
did
was
do
messed
that.
up.
Yeah.
And which
so
didn't-
much happens.
There's another thing with the whole, what is the heart of the car? Because
Right.
that Mustang,
What is the heart of the car?
he mentioned when they were going to heat him up, they said, we're going to crack your engine block. And he said, no problem. We'll just get a new engine block. What does that mean? So what is the sentient
Yeah,
being
what-
in there?
What-
Yeah, where
what
is
is
the
the heart?
soul?
What is the soul of the car?
Because that main bad guy who had that lemon engine
Yeah.
ended up, they were saying they took that engine and put it into that other body of the car. So they're saying like
So you
the
can
car
swap.
is the engine. But if you blow up your engine block, how are you just gonna get a new heart, new soul? What
New
is
brain?
I can't think of another like animated movie franchise that like opens this many terrible questions up. This is a Pandora's box of a movie.
Yeah, plot holes and incongruities. Oh, this time we've got a sentient boats.
Yes, the boats have gained sentience.
And the plane went, oh.
There's a lot more
Drove
planes.
under it.
On the oil rig, there's a crane that is also sentient.
Yeah.
I did not see
It
that.
can't move. How did
He
it?
just swivels around.
Yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't like leave that oil rig ever.
What if you're born a massive battleship? Do
The
you grow?
implications of this are horrific.
The worst.
There's
this time,
nothing positive that can
instead of
come
the-
from this world.
Instead of the car bugs, there were plain pigeons.
Yeah.
The pigeons
Oh,
in Paris
the
are
little Cessnas?
little Cessnas. Real terrifying.
Oh my god.
But we haven't really gotten to the disturbing themes of this movie.
Yeah. Once again,
With the strokes?
Yeah.
Inducing strokes.
Well, I was going to say the friendship storyline. It starts off because Mater's like, hey, I want to go on your race tour with you, Lightning. And Lightning McQueen's like, no, I don't want to do that. But okay, I'll bring
then
you
Sally
along.
says, but he'll be very sad if you don't.
So they take
So
Mater
he does.
along.
Yeah.
And he's just an imbecile. Like the most embarrassing person in the world.
A danger to
A
himself
danger to
and
himself
others.
and others. But then the theme of the movie is that you've got to accept your friends for who they are, and then it's also you got to accept yourself because at one point,
What was the specific line? Yeah, at the end
was
that we
like
all
a-
went like, whoa,
whoa,
okay.
Yeah, it was like, man, like you've just got to be yourself, and if people want you to change, well, they just have to change for you.
That's
I was
insane.
like, that's dangerous.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They don't want you to grow. Cars does not want you to evolve at all.
No.
They want you to keep looking back.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're from this small town, you know nothing? If you move, stay exactly the same.
Do not evolve.
Do not learn anything else.
Oh my god, guys. I feel like we're like deep into a movie marathon. We've only watched 2. I
Yeah, it
think
is melting my brain.
I feel
A
like
little bit
Cars
too
2
much.
is truly like the clusterfuck brain melter that everyone thinks it is.
It is.
It is.
This is not a normal movie.
And I will say that I already mentioned the soundtrack. There's no like
It's
there's
awful.
a highway.
Yeah.
Rest of the
Yeah.
music
Bad.
sucks so bad.
Bad pop. I will say,
Yeah.
like the first one is just a lot of like classic country stuff, which isn't my thing, but like it's
At least they had a
perfectly
theme
fine.
going.
Yeah, it was a
you know,
theme.
everyone had the same accent, cadence.
gave it like an emotional tenor. This one is just poppy shit.
Yeah.
And spy.
And they just used the most basic stereotypes. They're like, oh, they go to Tokyo. Oh, let's use their crazy
For real.
toilets.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
the simplest
Oh,
thing
yeah,
that
more
everyone
butt
knows about,
stuff.
which makes sense. Like they're trying to appeal
Yeah.
to the biggest audience.
But
so
even, like-
anyone's like, oh, Tokyo, like they have like wasabi. Wow, I know that.
It is truly for the Midwest. This is a film for the
It
Midwest.
still is, yeah.
Yeah. They also do that with like the racers though. Like all the characters in the first movie, they're like they're archetypes obviously. Like Flo is like Southern woman. I don't know. Like everybody's got a thing, but like the foreign racers, like either they don't talk at all or they say one line. There's less interesting happening with the characters in this movie. There's just a whole lot of like thriller bullshit that you've seen 1,000 times, like recycled and jumbled into a new formula that you have to like intake instead of
They
enjoying an
forcefully
animated
intake.
movie. Like, I used to think this movie was very good. I think is because I was a child.
What was your favorite part when you were a kid?
I don't know. It's an action. It's like a spy movie.
It works
It's
like
an
the
animated
Ryan.
spy movie.
There were decent chases.
Yeah.
You don't really care about I didn't really care about the characters, but they were well designed chases.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really didn't
Visually.
care about Lightning McQueen in this one
No.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
He goes back to being totally selfish and self-involved.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
his arc is to learn to completely accept his untrustworthy friend. Not
Yeah.
untrustworthy.
This one was
the word
this
I'm
one was
looking
all about friendship.
Right.
I think.
Everyone squints. Andrew said this one's about friendship. Everyone goes, I don't. Is it though?
They did
Is
mention
it
it.
about friendship?
They did say friendship is the most important thing.
That was a line in the movie.
They said some
yeah,
kind
they
of
did
like-
say friendship is the most important.
They said
One of the characters
they
did
said
say that.
finding a friend is finding a treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, boys, the third one is more recent.
How recent?
2017.
27.
Okay.
Oh, that's a big gap.
Yeah.
Wait, when was this?
The other one was 5 years.
5 years, so another 6.
Oh, okay. So
So
the same
pretty
as last
standard.
time.
I guess it takes a long time to animate films, but how long do you think they could have made it? Two
I don't know. They were making other
Years ago,
stuff
about
though.
3 or 4.
Like Pixar didn't go like Cars 2, Cars 3. They
Yeah.
they
They
made
waited.
other things. In
They're like,
between.
this really sucks. And I'm like, damn, I
Let's
guess we can make money.
Put
off
it on the
third one.
shelf for 4 or 5 years and then take it back down, dust it off.
I know Pixar, more than like even Marvel movies, takes
Yeah.
a long time to get their
Yeah,
stuff.
but that's still way
I
longer
bet.
than it could have been.
Yeah, it probably would have taken them 3 or maybe 4 years. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, I have not seen Cars 3. I
not.
don't really know anything about it. Anything you guys are on the lookout for? Which
a
one?
whole genre
I guess
change.
like what?
I hope it goes away from Spies completely. 'Cause
Okay.
I hated that.
Did you hate that? I guess like comparing the first 2 movies,
Yeah.
which one did you like more?
Cars 1.
Cars 1?
Cars.
Oh
one,
my
I think.
god.
Okay.
By so much.
I think just because Cars 2 is such of a disaster, I'm kind of into it.
I don't want to watch it
But
ever again.
It is a disaster.
I was having more fun with it than I ever thought I would, but I also felt like exhausted halfway
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, I'm
and was
tired.
Yeah, I'm tired.
I'm not falling apart. But
It's not Twilight
I'm
Part
tired.
4 yet, but
Yeah.
Well, y'all are lucky we're not watching Planes and Planes 2 on the back of this marathon.
Oh
so.
my
that would have
god.
been too much.
All right, let's start this this third one. Apparently, there's a new race car challenging Lightning McQueen for his title
Yeah, that makes sense.
or some
Yeah,
shit. I
he
don't know.
hasn't changed in the first 2 movies. Why would why would he change now?
You are about to become the biggest brand in racing. Movie deals, infomercials, product endorsements. Ka-chow! You think you're famous now? We'll be rich beyond belief.
Mr. Sterling, what is this about?
Your legacy. Every time you lose, you damage yourself. I'm sorry. Your racing days are coming to an end.
We can only hope that this race today wasn't his last.
I decide when I'm done.
How you feeling?
I can't go out on the track and do the same old thing. It won't work.
It's futile to resist change, man.
You know what I'd do?
What?
I don't know. I got nothing.
I am so excited to train you. I like a challenge. I call you my senior project.
On your mark, get set, and go!
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Huh? Jackson Storm set a new record today when he pulled off the fastest lap ever recorded.
How you
Have
feeling?
you seen the latest record Storm's been setting?
Have you given any thought to retirement?
McQueen, over here!
This is my last chance, Cruz. Last! If I lose, I never get to do this again.
Don't fear failure. Be afraid of not having the chance. You have the chance.
I used to watch you on TV, flying through the air. You seemed so fearless. I wish I knew what that felt like.
You'll never be as fast as Storm, but you can be smarter than him.
The racing is the reward, not the stuff.
Storm's chances of winning are 95.2%.
Go, McQueen!
That was so terrible.
Yeah, we really bottomed out on that one. Didn't think it could happen.
God. Man, it's so bad. I don't even have anything to say really.
Yeah, across the line. The last one was like bad, even offensive at times, but never boring. This one was predictable from start to finish.
Yeah.
Every moment we called out.
Like legitimately, we were you know, sometimes in movies where this happens where you're like predicting everything as is about to happen. We did that for this entire movie.
So long ago too.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
It also I haven't been this tired watching 3 short films.
I think
in
Cars
so
2
long.
really put us out, man.
This was, I would say, worse.
I'd say it's boringer for sure. I don't know if worse. I don't know what worse means. It's a very pretty. It looks really cool. That's one thing positive we can say is the animation is really awesome.
Oh my god, the landscape, the
Yeah.
water, the trees.
Gorgeous.
Andrew's adjusting his mic again, like he
I'm
does
just-
every time he uses it.
You guys might be able to hear this. Can they hear this?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Well, it's for you guys. It's not
okay.
for me.
It's
You
not
want-
even worth.
You
Is
want
it
the
worth?
moral of the story? Is that what you want?
Yeah. Can we skip the recap? The recap. This movie sucks, guys.
It
This
really
is-
had just a
getting old.
totally slow middle of like nothing happening. The entire movie was about the last 15 minutes, and everything
Yeah.
else was just slowly
Yeah.
getting to that point.
Can you take us through the last 15 minutes, Henry? I feel like your
Right.
brain is more functional than at least mine right now. I don't know how Andrew's doing. He's
Than any
staring
day.
off into the middle distance
I'm
currently.
looking at the table.
Why? Why are you doing
Staring
it?
at the
So
grain.
tired. I did want to tell. Can I at least say the moral of the story
Sure,
that I
yeah,
took away
yeah.
from this?
Yeah,
before we recap. I think they're saying you can have your significant other, but you can also have your mistress, and it's okay.
At work?
No, that would
your
have
work
been
wife?
a much better movie.
I mean, that's what I'm taking away from it.
That was the subtext that never became, text, but it should have.
Oh my
And if
god.
I was Sally, I would not be okay.
All right, yeah, the final 15 minutes or so, Lightning McQueen has failed against his nemesis, who is a newcomer, whatever that means.
Yeah.
The whole movie is about now Owen Wilson is old, and he's
Yeah.
got to train to be good. But in this final race, he decides that actually it is his job to become the teacher. And so he switches out with his mentor of the entire movie, who has been a young female car, and puts her in his place, and she wins the race. And that is it.
Now he's the crew chief, just like his idol.
Yeah, he
He's
has
turned
become
into
mentor.
the mentor. Yeah.
Wow, how is this so much worse than like the first one?
I felt nothing.
Like, we talked about how unlikable like Lightning McQueen is in the first movie, but there really is no sympathy or empathy or anything for him this time around.
No.
And again, with no surprises or like emotional stakes, you're just like going through the motions.
It almost feels like an episode of like a cartoon almost. Like there's nothing behind the eyes of these characters.
Their eyes don't change. Their pupils don't change.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
There's just nothing going on with any of the people in this movie.
There's no real villain. The new guy. He's just a
He's just
new
an
rookie.
asshole. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he's not even as big as an asshole as McQueen was when he
Yeah,
started.
Yeah.
He's actually kind of just
Just a jerk.
Just
Yeah.
a normal asshole.
just a standard young asshole.
I
There was less butt stuff in this one.
Yeah, there's less butt stuff.
Less Larry the Cable Guy. I would never have thought I would have missed it.
Yeah.
I don't know that I did also, but
Larry's really the only thing that this series got going for it, honestly.
has any spark
As
of
a
life.
staple. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like Owen Wilson as much as the next person, but
But Lightning McQueen
But-
isn't a likable character.
no, not at all. I have nothing else to say. Do you guys have anything else to say about this movie, or should we go to wrapping thoughts?
think we
Because
should,
there's
tie it up.
nothing.
This was-
I have
yeah.
nothing to say about this film.
The
Dust
music
Bowl.
was even worse in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The jokes were really bad. I don't even remember any of them.
Yeah.
I was happy for one moment when I recognized Nathan Fillion's voice, and then he just faded into the static.
Yeah, he was
That is
a bad
everything else.
character.
Lame.
Yeah.
Lame. Was he the villain? I think he was the villain.
I don't know.
Yeah, in his
I don't know,
way.
guys.
It's,
I don't know.
I think we need to extricate
I don't know, guys.
post taste.
We should stop.
Yeah,
So
we
wanna
weren't
do final
this
thoughts about
tired
this
after
series?
Twilight.
I can't. This might be the least fun I've had watching a movie during marathon.
Yeah.
Was this one?
The third one?
The
Or
third
just
one.
all of these?
I don't know. There's moments at Cars 2 where I was like, at least excited about what was happening on screen.
I miss Cars 1.
Yeah. Cars 1 has like some heart to it, I guess.
Yeah, it has. Oh, we did find out something about Life is a Highway, which they did not play in the second or third one.
Right.
But it is not in a Rascal Flatts original.
It is a cover of Tom Cochrane, a
Canadian.
90s Canadian artist, and his version of the song sounds almost identical,
But
arguably better.
I would say better. So the thing you remember from this series of films was also stolen.
Heartless from top to bottom.
There's no originality. The only original thought in this is they were like, let's put eyes on a windshield.
Yeah.
That and the name Sidley.
Yeah, I've never heard
my
that before.
All right, folks. Well, I think we're gonna call it there. Never watch the third Cars movie. Watch the second one if you're
babysitting some kids.
Yeah.
No, watch the first one.
Watch the first one.
Watch the first one.
Watch the first one for yourself. Watch the second one when you're babysitting kids with ADHD. And the third one,
keep away.
Keep away.
So bad.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks, guys. Good to see you boys again.
It's great to see you.
I think we're going to get this thing going again on a more regular basis than we've been. Folks that are listening, I appreciate you waiting.
7 years.
7 years. The pause may happen again, and you're just going to have to deal with that because
I need to sleep.
It takes a long time to record these, and everyone has to be in the same place. But we will do our best. What are we doing next? Do we have a plan for what we're doing
Well,
next?
like I always say.
Is it time for Resident Evil?
Maybe.
I mean, we're getting to October season. So
Let's
I'm
do
down
it.
For Scream
Fuck
or
it, let's
Resident
do
Evil.
it.
Are you really down?
Yeah. How many are there?
6. I have the
We can do
first
that.
2.
There
Okay.
are 6 or are there 7?
There are 6. The 7th one comes out. Who knows when? In
Wait,
theaters. We're not going to do
let's do it before that comes out.
Okay.
We've already waited too long on Fast and the Furious. There's already another
we're
movie at
still
the
doing
end.
Fast and Furious.
It's getting harder and harder. Dom's son is in the films now. There's definitely going to be more.
Wait, there's
we
another
have
one?
to finish Fast and the Furious before there's 15 films.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
We
God.
have to do it soon. So that'll be coming soon.
All right.
Well, hell yeah. We'll call it there. Thanks, folks.
Thank you and good evening.
That's a different show. Bye.